Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Market Podcast. It is Friday, October the 10th, 2025. It is 7:42 a.m. my time, which means the stock market has been open for just about 12 minutes right now. I gave you a heads up yesterday that I would be doing this earlier in the day. I didn't know that I would do it this early in the morning, but I just want to give a quick update on where we're at with things because I will be traveling for most of the rest of the day today, at least during the time that the market is closing. I will be on the road. And I've got a few things to do to get ready for said trip. So let's take a quick peek at where we're at right now. Currently, just a few minutes into trading today, we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 171, S&P up 13, NASDAQ up 51. If the Dow has a strong day, I believe it has a chance of finishing the week in positive territory. I was just listening to the television, and it said this doesn't have today's movement on here, but if the Dow had a pretty strong day, it could finish the week positive. It might finish the week down just a little bit if it doesn't have a strong enough day. I'm not sure why this doesn't show today's movement on it. I thought that was an automatic on these charts, but it's not. But the S&P, the NASDAQ, they're both looking at gains for this week. So all in all, a good week. After the big announcement yesterday about I guess it was technically speaking, it was the night before, but after the big announcement about the Palestinian-Israeli deal, the Hamas, I guess it should be the Hamas-Israel deal, there's not a lot of news going on that is going to eclipse that. The government continues to stay shut down. That looks like it will carry into next week very easily. When this is your leading story, that they have the Fed chair list narrowed down to 5 candidates, and that's, whichever one of those 5 ends up getting picked, it's not actually going to happen until I believe it's May of next year, May or June of next year, when Jerome Powell's term comes to an end. If that's the leading news that you have on the day, you're kind of like, oh, okay, whatever. If that's the biggest headline we can get. Waller, Fed Gov Waller, who is one of those 5 candidates, confirmed today that there probably are going to be 2 more rate cuts, but that they want to proceed forward cautiously with those rate cuts. So again, that's not real big driving news today, not a great big issue. There's a lot of time to trade left in the day. I'm like I said, I'm doing this with a little less than 15 minutes of the market having been open, so anything could happen between now and the day. But as of right now, things are looking good. They're looking good with our trades as well. I sent out an adjustment to our Nvidia trade on Discord just a little while ago, just not even probably 10 minutes ago. We went ahead and closed these 190 strike short calls that expire in November and rolled them out to the 195s that expire in November. Nvidia is up a tiny bit today, up about 65 cents right now as we speak. That's about 1/3%. Still better that it's up than that it's down. I am for sure going to close this Nvidia trade before they report earnings, but their next earnings report is a little ways away. They don't report inside of the traditional earnings season. I believe, if I pull it up here, I'm not even remembering off the top of my head when their next report date is. There it is, November 19th, kind of at the tail end of the earnings season, because, the earnings season kind of ends that first or second week in November, and they're a little bit outside of that. So we've got a little ways to go on that. My plan is to be out of this trade before we get to that next earnings report. I think Nvidia will continue to climb, even if at a slower pace between now and then. On the spread trade side of things, that kind of takes care of everything we've got going. Our DIA trade is looking much improved today. It's only down a little bit because the Dow is having a good solid day today. My trade itself this needs to refresh. I show that it is ever so slightly in the positive, but we're talking like 1/4%. That's my open trade. So when I have a chance, I'll refresh this. and that'll be reflective of that. On the triple play side of things, last night towards the close of the market, we sent adjustments on Nike. We rolled the Nike short put out a couple of weeks and down to a 68 strike, and we rolled the Nike short call out 1 week and down to a 72 strike. Those are both improving the trade this morning, but it's still a little bit underwater. And then Strategy Inc. is up a little bit today, but not much. My only concern with Strategy Inc. is that I want to see it get a bounce off of this 320 mark, which it appears to have done, but it's early in the trading day. If this holds, I think you'll get kind of a repeat of this up and down pattern. I think you'll see them return to the upside, and our trade will get back to break even or profitable in fairly short order if they get on a little bit of a run next week to the upside. I expect that's what will happen. If they don't, if they turn negative today and finish the day to the downside and start Monday morning to the downside, we'll adjust it into a bear call spread. I talked about that on yesterday's podcast, so I'm not going to go into that a lot. I never like to be on a Friday with options that have a current expiration date of today. The only situation we had that would have been the case on that would have been the Palantir trade, but mine closed yesterday for a really good profit. You should be closed on this Palantir trade. If you're not, I would encourage you to close it manually right now. You don't want this trade to remain open right now, as if you have not already closed it. And this is the 170 strike long call, the 175 short call that both expire today. You should be around a 495 to a 498. I show the mid at 513 right now, but you're not going to get filled at 513. You'll never get, your broker will not fill you at a mid price that is more than the difference between the two options. So if you put in a limit close order for 495, 496, 498, somewhere in there, you'll get it to fill pretty quickly. So that's a successful trade, and we're out of that. And that's the only thing we had open that had expiration dates of today. So you should be in really good shape, no matter what the markets do today. If you get out of that Palantir trade, no matter what happens from here out, on the Dow's all the way up to 246 now, 228. So no matter what happens the rest of the day today, you don't have to worry about options that are in the money or near the money that would create a problem. That's finally showing the upward movement on the Dow for today. And it's got to go a little farther. It's got to go a little higher than that to actually close in a positive week. But whether it does or doesn't, we're okay. We've had a good week with the Palantir trade, and other than the Strategy Inc., we're in really good shape on everything. And I do think, well, actually, Strategy has turned negative a little bit on the day. It was positive, and now it's a little bit negative, but only by a few cents. I just want to see it close above that 320 today, and it's a fraction below it right now. But if it closes above 320, then I'll hold off on turning it into a bear call spread. If it closes below 320 today, we will open Monday morning with turning that into a bear call spread and maybe rolling it out another week. All right. Our collar trades all are in really good shape right now. We have everything kind of where it needs to be to take us through earnings. So really no new news to report on the collar trade side of things. So I'm going to wrap up right there. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll be back on Monday, likely towards the end of the day, with new trades and commentary on everything we've got going on for next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.